Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. We're going to go ahead and get started right now. My name is Teresa, and I work with international first year and transfer students, as well as U.S. citizens living outside the U.S. I was a transfer student myself, and I first came to Gonzaga as a graduate student many, many years ago. I've been working at Gonzaga now for 7 years, and I love working with prospective students and families. My colleague Carrie and I are thrilled to be here with you tonight, and I'm going to pass the mic to my colleague and co-presenter Carrie so she can introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie Weeks. I use she, her pronouns. I'm Associate Director of Admission here at Gonzaga, and I'm also a Gonzaga graduate, both undergrad and a graduate degree as well in school counseling. I'm very happy to be with you today. Our transfer counselor, Lindsay Spencer, is unavailable to be with you tonight, though she's a great resource, and I'm happy to work with you as well through the process that you have for applying. Teresa and I will take turns sharing information with you and answering questions in the Q&A function, as well as posting some links for you in the chat. So a few logistics for you. So please do post any, or please first note that your mics are muted and your video is off during this webinar. And this is to minimize the background noise so that we can record and post this webinar for students to access later. And second, at any time, you're welcome to post questions in the Q&A function. The chat will be used for us to send you helpful links, so please direct all your questions to the Q&A, not the chat. And then we'll get through as many questions as we're able during this 1-hour event. However, if we don't answer your question tonight, please do reach out to us afterwards. Our team is always happy to help, and you'll have our contact information at the end of the presentation for you. And lastly, please feel free to take pictures of any slides. We want these to be useful to you throughout your transfer journey. So here's the three of us. And go ahead, Teresa.
All right, before we get into the details, I'm going to start by giving an overview of tonight's agenda. We're going to start by sharing a short introduction to Gonzaga University for those of you who might be engaging with us for the first time. Then we'll dive in to talk about transfer admission requirements and process. We'll talk about financial aid and scholarship opportunities, and then we'll review our transfer credit policies. Transfer credit tends to generate a lot of questions from students, so we'll give you an overview of what that process looks like. Additionally, we'll talk about support available to students at Gonzaga, and finally, we'll conclude our time together with a question and answer session. As Carrie mentioned, you're welcome to ask questions in the Q&A throughout tonight's presentation, and there will be some additional time reserved at the end for questions as well.
So first things first, let's give you an overview of Gonzaga. So Gonzaga is a private liberal arts and humanistic Catholic university. We're rooted in the Jesuit tradition. If you're unfamiliar with the Jesuit order, it's known for its emphases on high quality education, servant leadership, and social justice. Jesuit education is also known for being holistic. So leaning into the concept of cura personalis, which is a Latin term that means the care for the whole person. GU provides a distinctive education that's rooted in our mission, including providing students with academic excellence, leadership development, and opportunities to become people for and with others. There are some really great stats up here that kind of show GU's story. First of all, we have over 5,000 or just over 5,000 undergraduate students, and our university has about 7,000 overall in total. And that means that we're primarily an undergraduate institution, giving our students first access to internships, faculty office hours, research opportunities, and also leadership growth.
You'll also see the greater Spokane population. It's not only important for you to consider the university you're applying to, but the city it resides in as well. Spokane is the perfect blend of rural and urban, and Gonzaga is just a 10-minute walk to downtown, giving great access to a thriving small business community, excellent dining, a booming art scene, and nationally recognized events. At the same time, students have access to the outdoors, including multiple ski and snowboard resorts in the vicinity, many biking and hiking trails, river and lake access, and active Gonzaga outdoors programming. We'll discuss financial aid later, but you can see the average financial aid, package for transfer students here as well.
Now, 95% of our graduates are successful upon graduating, and that includes then going into the workforce, into graduate school, in the military, and in service positions. And that's just within the first 6 months of graduation. And also 82% of our students come from over 200 miles away. So that means our students are actively engaged in campus life all the days of the week, and sometimes almost all 24 hours. Some other facts, fast facts for you, are to first have a sense of our average class size, which is 22. That means students have easy access to professors. And you can also see we have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So our professors teach 100% of our classes, so that means you won't be taught by a graduate student. And these faculty choose to teach here because they want to build mentoring relationships with students. We're in the top 15% or 15 rather in the nation for best undergraduate teaching, and our individual programs are consistently ranking in the top 100 in the nation as well.
So there are 32 faith backgrounds represented on campus. About a third of our students identify as Catholic, and we view faith life here at Gonzaga as an invitation, not an obligation. Our mission and ministry team works to serve students of all faith backgrounds. And finally, we have over 120 clubs and organizations at Gonzaga, making it really easy to engage with campus life and other students.
So next, we want to highlight our admission deadlines for transfer students. So please note that transfer students are students who have completed college credit after high school graduation. If you are still in high school but have enrolled and have earned some college credit, you are considered a first-year student with college credit. So you would follow the first-year deadlines but get all the benefits of the college credit. If you've been out of high school for some time but haven't completed college coursework yet, or in a while, then we will recommend recent academic coursework prior to starting your transfer process. So the deadlines you see on the screen are for transfer students specifically, not first-year students with college credit. For this fall, it is June 1st, so it's certainly not too late to apply. For the spring deadline, the deadline is November 15th. And I will drop a link in the application for the application in the chat. It's a very easy URL. So we'll put that in there as well.
International students applying to Gonzaga have a couple options for admission. One is to apply through a standard process using the dates, deadlines, and application requirements we're sharing information about in this presentation. There's also an option to apply through the Gonzaga Global Partnership, which offers extended deadlines and a process that's a little bit more streamlined. International applicants can learn more about applying through Global using the link I'll share in the chat now.
So again, these materials that you see on your screen are specifically required materials for transfer students, not first-year students with college credit. But here's a list of the required materials. All applications for Gonzaga are considered under a holistic review. So all students need to submit their transfer application, including their personal statement for why you're considering transferring to Gonzaga, your resume, or your activities list. Then there's also an application fee, though I will note that there are fee waivers available. Next, we have a form that is unique to Gonzaga, the Transfer College Report. You will have this completed by your most recent institution, and that might be the registrar's office or the student affairs team. It is to ensure good standing at your current institution or your most recent institution you attended. Then, of course, we require official college transcripts from every institution that you've attended. And please note that this includes any and all college coursework, even if it was completed while you were in high school. If you have 30 or more semester credits, or if you go to an institution with a quarter system and have 45 or more quarter credits, then this is the end of the list for materials you need. If you have less than 30 semester credits or 45 quarter credits, then we will need to review your application using our first year admission guidelines. So then we would also need your high school transcript. This allows us to see a more complete picture of your academic performance. If you struggled in high school, we do understand. We recommend aiming for earning at least 30 to 45 quarter credits then, and then we wouldn't need to look at high school information anymore. We're happy to have one-on-one conversations about this if this is a concern or if this is a question for you. If you have been out of high school for over 4 years, we recommend completing 30 or 45 quarter credits as well before applying. If you're under 30 to 45 credits, then you're also welcome to submit an SAT or ACT score if you'd like. However, this is completely optional. If you're interested in learning whether your scores will benefit your application, please contact our office to discuss in detail, and we can help you determine how well it partners with your GPA.
Application requirements for international students are similar. In addition to the materials that Carrie already talked about, we will also request that you provide evidence of English proficiency and a passport copy. Transfer applicants with 2 or more years of academic college coursework taken at a U.S. institution of higher education can meet the English proficiency requirement with coursework. A combination of English composition and/or speech classes with a 3.0 or B or better will automatically meet the requirement. And we also accept a variety of English proficiency exams such as TOEFL, IELTS, ITEP, and Duolingo, and several others. We do offer an English proficiency waiver as well and encourage you to reach out to us if you believe that you might qualify for a waiver. I'm going to share a link in the chat where you can learn more about some of the options available for meeting the English proficiency requirement.
So next, let's talk about the admission guidelines. So for students under 30 semester, or like I said, 45 quarter credits, we require a 3.2 or higher high school GPA and successful college performance, meaning a 2.7 or higher GPA for the college courses. We also require good standing at your institution. Like I said earlier, test scores are optional. For students that are over the 30 semester or 45 quarter credit threshold, then a 2.7 GPA is required in both your most recent term and cumulatively. You also must have good standing at your institution. It is important to note that all majors except for nursing are available to our transfer population. And I'll put a chat for our undergraduate programs, or put our undergraduate programs in the chat rather. I'll put the link in there.
So there's several different colleges available at Gonzaga that cover a wide variety of subjects. Our College of Arts and Sciences includes humanities, social sciences, natural sciences, and the arts. Our School of Business includes business, accounting, and economics. Our School of Engineering and Applied Science includes computer science, data science, and our engineering majors. Our School of Health Sciences includes human physiology and public health, and our School of Education includes majors for those looking to be educators, including elementary, secondary, special education, etc., as well as our sport management and kinesiology programs.
So next, let's talk a little bit about financial aid. So we have amazing colleagues in our financial aid office who will put together a financial aid package for you upon admission. If you have questions about your package or about the FAFSA, or if the FAFSA has delays or processing issues again this year, our financial aid team is happy to meet in person, via Zoom, or over the phone. And I'll add a link with more information into the chat.
So there are many different types of financial aid. First, all transfer applicants are evaluated for merit scholarship, and this process happens at the same time that as when we review for admission. Merit scholarships are based on your application strength and your GPA. We also have a transfer opportunity scholarship and a global diversity scholarship. These scholarships are also awarded automatically, which means they don't require a separate application. And they're awarded based on admission application strength, financial need, and academic performance. And then next, we have the Phi Theta Kappa Scholarship, which we often shorten to PTK. And for those of you in the community college, if you participate in Phi Theta Kappa for at least a year, you will be awarded an automatic $3,000 scholarship per year. So if you're invited to join PTK, we definitely recommend that you do that. The link I'm adding in the chat now shows all of the scholarships that are available at Gonzaga.
And we also have need-based aid, and this is awarded based off of your FAFSA. If you or your family identify as undocumented, then you can use the WASFA if you live in Washington State, or the needs analysis form that is specific to Gonzaga if you live out of state. I will drop a link in the chat for those 3 applications.
There are 2 main types of need-based aid: government-funded and Gonzaga grants. Government-funded can include grants, and a grant is something that doesn't need to be paid back. It can include work study, which allows you to work on campus, and it can include loans, which you do need to pay back, but often government-funded loans are lower interest and have better benefits. Gonzaga grants, on the other hand, are awarded if Gonzaga is able to support students with additional financial need, and these don't need to be paid back either since they are grants. We also support military-connected education benefits. We have a great team who can help you decipher and fulfill your VA benefits, and for additional questions about this, we recommend reaching out to our VA benefits team, and I'll put their email and address in the chat for you.
And students are also always welcome to pursue outside scholarships. So we actually do have an external scholarship database available for those students. So Teresa, would you please drop that database into the chat? Students are also able to work during their time at Gonzaga, either on campus through work study or off campus. And I do want to quickly note that students who've already earned a bachelor's degree or higher, we call you post-bac students or post-baccalaureate students, they're only eligible for government-funded aid, so outside scholarships and self-help aid. Those are kind of the 3 categories that they would still be eligible for: government-funded aid, outside scholarships, and self-help aid.
International transfer applicants who are coming in, who are applying through the process we're talking about today, are eligible for the same merit-based scholarships as all other students, and these will be your main source of Gonzaga-provided funding. In addition to merit scholarships, you may also be eligible for additional Gonzaga scholarships, such as the Transfer Opportunity Scholarship and the Global Diversity Scholarship that were already mentioned, as well as Phi Theta Kappa. And we also encourage international students to search for external scholarship opportunities. Additionally, international students are eligible to work part-time on campus as well as off campus while participating in programs such as curricular practical training and optional practical training.
So next, let's talk about our transfer credit policies. So here's a brief summary of the timeline. Students, of course, must first apply to Gonzaga. Then they turn in all of their college transcripts and the required materials. From there, you hopefully receive a positive admission decision. And after that, all of your potentially transferable course descriptions might need to be sent in. And then if required, syllabi are reviewed for possible GU equivalencies. Then you would receive a laid out transfer credit report via email based on all those materials and those syllabi, as well as any transcripts that you've turned in.
For students who've taken college coursework outside the US, we'll request that you submit a course-by-course evaluation done by a NACES affiliated company in addition to course syllabi with English translations. And these evaluations and syllabi are typically collected after an admission decision goes out, which Carrie already mentioned. The course-by-course evaluation will help us determine the transferability of your coursework, and the syllabi will help Gonzaga faculty review for and determine Gonzaga equivalencies.
So for coursework to be transferable to GU, it must be regionally accredited or internationally recognized. It must be academic in nature, and you must earn a grade of a 2.0 or higher. We also accept AP, IB, and Cambridge credits, along with up to 25 elective credits for military credit through a JST. You can also see the full list of our articulation agreements that we have with Arizona State, California State, Idaho State, Oregon State, and Washington State. And I'll pause for a moment so that you can look at those. Now, if you hold one of these approved associate degrees, then you wipe out all of our core curriculum with the exception of a couple of seminars, some philosophy coursework, a religious studies course, and a math course. All in all, this is a really great pathway for our transfer students. If you're already a post-bac student or post-baccalaureate student, remember that's a student who has already earned their bachelor's or higher, then you can also benefit from this. If you don't have one of the approved associate degrees, don't worry. We still have some great credit waivers available. For students coming in with 30+ semester credits, your foreign language requirement is waived. And the foreign language requirement only applies to our College of Arts and Science majors. With 45+ semester credits, then you waive the language requirement along with our World and Comparative Religions course. So 3 writing designation credits and 3 core designated credits. With 60+ credits, you also waive the language requirement and World and Comparative Religion course, along with all 18 core designated credits. If you have courses that could possibly apply to a major or a minor or a concentration, we require that you turn in your syllabi from those courses. GU faculty will then evaluate your credit to see if it's equivalent to GU coursework, and all other coursework will be evaluated with course descriptions by the Office of Admission.
Coursework taken at institutions outside the U.S. also goes through a syllabi review process. Award of credit is determined by review of the NACCES affiliated evaluation I mentioned earlier in conjunction with this faculty review.
And if you leave here with nothing else, we want you to realize and to know that Gonzaga University is a welcoming and supportive institution, from admissions all the way through student life to graduation. We have some great offices on campus ready to support students. First, we love to have our students visit the Transfer Student Lounge, along with, we call it Maverick. It's MVRAC, and it's for our Military Veterans Returning Adult Center. These offices serve transfer, military, and returning adult students, providing programming and community.
International Student and Scholar Services within the Center for Global Engagement provides a variety of support services and a home away from home for international students. There's a study space on the second floor of their office that's open and available for all Gonzaga students. And international students will have a dedicated international student advisor, attend an orientation for international students, and receive support in maintaining your immigration status throughout your time as a student. International Student and Scholar Services team also hosts workshops to support students in submitting their taxes and applying for programs like Curricular Practical Training or CPT and Optional Practical Training or OPT, which allow you to gain work experience related to your major.
We also have our Unity Multicultural Education Center and our Lincoln LGBTQ+ Center. They provide a safe space to our traditionally underrepresented students while also providing educational opportunities for the entire campus community. Mission and Ministry is available. Our University Ministry Office is available to serve students of all faith and spiritual backgrounds, and they are available for one-on-one advising as well as helping find a faith community on campus or off campus in Spokane. And they're also available for interfaith events and retreats on campus.
The Center for Academic Success includes our academic advising team, our tutoring and writing centers, and our disability access team. Our Center for Cura Personalis is a team of caseworkers available to help students identify resources both on and off campus. Like we said earlier, Cura Personalis means care for the whole person. So they will help you identify resources for physical, academic, spiritual, emotional, or mental needs. And lastly, our health and counseling team is available for minor medical appointments, counseling sessions, and therapy groups. So we have certainly talked your ears off tonight. This is kind of the conclusion of the information that we're presenting to you, but we'd love to hear some of your questions. If you have any questions now, please feel welcome to type them into the Q&A or into the chat. And then I think we've received some questions as well. Carrie, what have people been asking?
Yeah, so we have some good questions here. First of all, there's a question of, can I switch majors if I change my mind after I enroll?
Yes, absolutely. I think one of the beautiful things about an institution like Gonzaga is that there are a lot of different options, a lot of different support, a lot of students who are coming to Gonzaga, even if they think they know what they're going to study, they're still exploring essentially. And so there's a lot of flexibility to change your mind and change major after you get here.
Excellent. Thank you, Teresa. Would you say the minimum college GPA again, please?
Yes. So for transfer admission for students with over 30 credits, we're looking for a cumulative college GPA of 2.7 or higher, with a 2.7 and nothing below a C in the most recent term.
Excellent. And then does my letter of recommendation have to be academic?
So we certainly, our preference is for a letter of recommendation to be from an academic reference from someone who has taught you in a class. But if you're unable to get an academic reference for some reason, we can accept a professional reference as well.
Great. Do I have to submit all of my transcripts?
Yes, so we require that students submit copies of transcripts from each institution attended.
Great. Here's a specific one for engineering students. Is engineering available to transfer students?
Yes, it is. It is open for students coming in from, there aren't any specific requirements for students, transfer students coming in for engineering, and it is available if that's what you'd like to pursue.
Great. Here is someone who's saying they're a little worried about their coursework and GPA. Is there someone that they should contact?
Yeah, so our team is here. We're ready to assist you. Lindsay Spencer, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, she is our transfer admission counselor who works with all of our US transfer students. We can put her information in the chat again. And then I also work with incoming transfer students, and I'm happy to put my information in the chat as well. And we're always happy to kind of talk one-on-one and provide individualized advising to you. So we'd love
Excellent.
for you to reach out.
Great. And we have a screen coming up that has Lindsay's information on it as well.
Perfect.
So I'll go ahead and ask these last couple of questions
Yeah.
and we'll get to that screen. Can I visit campus?
We would absolutely love for you to come and visit campus. We have in-person visit opportunities as well as virtual visit opportunities.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the chat here so that people can see that one and click on it and see what both those virtual and those in-person opportunities are.
Perfect. Thank you.
And then one more question from a first-year student with college credit. Where can that first-year student find more information on first-year deadlines? So I will
Yeah.
add that into the chat.
Thanks, Carrie. Yeah, so Carrie's going to add a link in the chat that lists out application requirements, application deadlines, so you can find all of that good information for first-year applicants there.
I'm going to put one more in the chat too that just gives another kind of an overview for those first-year students with college credit. Any other questions out there? I'm just going to double check and make sure we got them all. Okay, I think that we did. So we do have some more webinars coming up, including ones on submitting the FAFSA, including so information on how to apply for scholarships, things like that. And more coming up in the spring as well. So I'm going to put another link in the chat for some webinars that are coming up and those would be great ones to check out as well. They will also be recorded and added to our virtual Gonzaga page.
And we would love to continue connecting with you. Carrie put a link in the chat earlier that has information about both virtual and in-person visit options. We offer admission meetings, financial aid meetings, faculty interactions. If you want to meet directly with a faculty member, that can be a fantastic opportunity. We offer campus tours, both in person, and then there is a virtual campus tour option as well. And then we also host preview days on campus. So please reach out, please keep connecting with us.
Excellent. And we are at a very exciting time of our webinar. So before we end, we would like to do our giveaway. So here's a drum roll. And we are going to give away some t-shirts to these 6 students who were selected. If you see your name on this slide, please email me at weeks@gonzaga.edu with your t-shirt size so we can send you a t-shirt that you've won for registering and attending the webinar. Congratulations to all of our winners.
Thank you so much to all of you for joining us today. We hope that this time has been informative. Please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if concerns come up. Our contact information is on the screen, and we look forward to partnering with you on your transfer journey.
Yes, thank you so much again for attending. It's great to meet you all. We wish you all well with your educational journeys.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone. We'll shut down the webinar now.